Actually, that's spot on.
It is spot on.
All the competition that try to compete.
Everything is spot on.
If you did not know what ramifications the pandemic would have on the NFL, week 2 will show you. It's not necessarily as much sloppiness, but definitely more injuries, more people cramping, more people being tired in the third and in the fourth quarter. So San Francisco needed a game to get their backups acclimated into playing because they lost a lot of players. So thankfully, they got a gimme because the Giants lost their entire franchise for the season in Saquon Barkley. So I'm definitely going to take the Giants to roll through this one. Bengals and Eagles. That's definitely a pick'em game in my personal opinion. The Eagles are depleted. Carson Wentz is not looking great, but at the same time, the Bengals are looking disjointed. That defense is not giving Joe Burrow that much help, but Joe Burrow is looking like an NFL quarterback. If he gets some help, we'll get to see what he actually can do. I'm going to take the Bengals in an upset, 21-17. Texans, Steelers. The Steelers are looking so good right now. The Steelers are looking so scary on defense. Ben Roethlisberger is back. He's not the same Ben Roethlisberger, but he's a very similar Ben Roethlisberger. Deshaun Watson is doing everything he can, but I do not see him doing too good against that Steelers front seven. He's going to be running for his life. That may cause some turnovers. Mika Fitzpatrick is in that secondary, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to take the Steelers, 28-21. Jets, Colts. The Colts, after that, the Colts have a lot to work on, but the Jets have so much more. Sam Darnold has no help on the offensive or defensive side. He has a couple speedsters at wide receiver, but other than that, there's not really much left. Them spending all of that money on Le'Veon Bell was a waste. He is a shell of himself. He's not the same person. I got the Colts winning by 10. Panthers, Chargers. Nothing hurts my feeling more than a quarterback getting injured, not playing football. Tyrod Taylor got his lung punctured while getting an injection for cracked ribs. So who knows how long he'll be out? Who knows if he's okay? I have no clue what's going to happen with that. That is just so devastating. I hope that doctor gets fined. He deserves to get fined. So I'm going to take the Chargers still because the Panthers don't really have much, especially with losing Christian McCaffrey for the next few weeks. I'm going to take the Chargers in a close one, 17-14. Buccaneers, Broncos. The Broncos just signed a new quarterback who hasn't been signed in a while. Who knows how he's going to look. The Buccaneers have been looking good on defense. Tom Brady's starting to get the feel of this offense back. I'm going to take the Buccaneers 28-21. Lions, Cardinals. Kyler Murray is showing us something. Him and DeAndre Hopkins, they got some good connections. Him and Larry Fitzgerald been had the connections. Kyler Murray is showing us something. He's coming out. They're scary. It's crazy to say this, but the Cardinals are probably about to start 3-0 this year. And I believe they won 4 or 5 games last year, and they're finna win their first 3 games. Epic. I'm really happy for Kyler Murray. I got the Cardinals by a lot, 14. I got the Cardinals by 14. Cowboys, Seahawks. Sleeper, great game. Russell Wilson is on an MVP tier right now. He is playing out of his mind. Him and DK Metcalf have some type of super connection. Randy Moss is calling him all types of legends in the making, and you just have to look out for it. I actually have the Seahawks in this game by 7 points. The Cowboys are a little disjointed. They did just have a great comeback, but they did not look great throughout that whole game. And it was the Atlanta Falcons that they had to come back from 20 down on, which is crazy to me. I know it was some turnovers, but it shouldn't have looked the way that it looked. So I'm gonna take Seattle 28-17. Saints and Packers. Another quarterback that looks like he is on an MVP tear. Aaron Rodgers is looking good. He's looking strong. Aaron Jones is the leading rusher through 2 weeks. Who knows exactly what the Saints are going to look like if Michael Thomas is going to play. The last two games have been the sloppiest 2 games in the secondary that I have ever seen. Right now, the Saints are the most penalized team in the league, and it's well deserved. They're holding in the secondary. They're locking arms in the secondary. They're interfering with receivers. The Saints look disjointed in that secondary. Those veterans look old. Drew Brees' arm looks a little shot, but let's see how he looks when Michael Thomas come back. But who knows if he'll be back for this Packers game. And right now, if Michael Thomas isn't playing, I cannot see myself picking New Orleans, even though they are the favorite right now by 3. I'm going to pick the Packers by 3, especially if Michael Thomas does not play. I'm going to go 24-21 Green Bay. If Michael Thomas plays, I'll go 24-21 New Orleans. Chiefs and Ravens. I'm really upset that this game is so early in the season. I'm upset that there won't be as many fans as there should be to watch the future of the NBA go at it, and they're going to get to go at it for years to come. At least another 10 years of this, 12 years of this, and it's exciting. Super Bowl champion, just had an overtime comeback. Reigning MVP, dominating teams right now. Dominating teams. Dominating. And it's kind of scary to look at the Ravens defense. They're horrifying, they're scary, they're strong, they're physical. They get turnovers, they get stops on 3rd down. But there's no way I can bet against Patrick Mahomes. I feel like it's going to be a shootout. I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. I feel like it'll go to the last possession, the last 2 possessions. I have the Chiefs over the Ravens 34-30. Now, before I go off, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets making sure to deny the sweep by winning Game 3. And they kind of won Game 3 in dramatic fashion. The Nuggets were hot. Jeremy Grant had a career day on offense and defense. Block steals. He was disrupting LeBron James. He was hitting his 3-point shots. He was hitting his layups. Jeremy Grant was the reason that the Nuggets pretty much controlled the game for most of it. The Lakers had 2 really quick, really strong runs, which should concern the Denver Nuggets in the future, because you cannot consistently expect 20 to 25 from Jeremy Grant. And I believe he scored 27 or 28 yesterday, which of course was a career high by a large margin. and another one of their very rare bench players scored 14, which was also a career high. So you cannot expect that if you are the Denver Nuggets, but at the same time, there are things you can take away from that victory to potentially tie this thing up at 2-2. You don't want to go down 3-1 to the Lakers because they're not going to take you lightly like the Jazz or the Clippers did. They're going to try to put the nail in the coffin. I imagine that this was the game where if they did take you light, they know now that they can be beaten. Jeremy Grant, if you can continue to play like that, then this is going to be a 7-game series. But if you don't get that same consistency from Jeremy Grant for the rest of this playoff run, then I do not believe that, again, the Lakers are going to have to worry about too much. Right now, I still have the Lakers in 6 games, but depending on how Thursday goes, it could be 5. A demoralizing loss could put the nail in the coffin, but you cannot count out the Denver Nuggets. And tonight, I have Boston winning. I feel like Tatum and Brown are going to be too much of a tandem, and they're going to try to really shift the momentum in the series. I have Boston winning, and I also have the Lakers winning. This has been Cloud Eye Analytics, the highest quality analysts, the highest quality commentary, the highest quality stats.
Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Be sure to check out more shows here on this YouTube page, such as SOS Discussions or My Point Exactly. And most of all,
keep watching Spot on Sports.
it's a new wave of sports that's sweeping the nation. We're not just accurate, spot on.